within her given place in society, because she refuses to be judged by the world's shallow standards. Her world discredits her, silences her, puts her into a closet, and gives the press to the good room. Gary Comstock, who wrote Gay Theology Without Apology, points out that this happened to women of power, this happens to women of power in our day. He recalls a moment in 1989 when, just after a school shooting in Stockton, California, Barbara Bush spoke out publicly in favor of a ban on all kinds of weapons that were used in that shooting. However, because her husband was a lifetime member of the NRA and wanted to protect the rights of sportsmen and hunters, the rights to use semi-automatic weapons, she soon fell silent. She told the press that she had decided to keep the family disagreements with her husband on controversial issues, to keep those in, to keep quiet. And she no longer spoke publicly about gun control and abortion. 3 years later, a columnist reflected on which presidential candidates' wives got to speak at national conventions. Barbara Bush and Marilyn Quayle, women whose sole purpose seemed to be to support their husbands, were allowed to speak. But Hillary Clinton, an independent career woman who seemed to believe in the notion that two individuals in relationship equals two individuals, was not. Apparently, folks said at the time that she didn't know her proper place, not in her relationship, and certainly not in public service. Gary Comstock goes on to say that the good news in any scenario where those who follow, support, and embody the status quo get to lift their gifts and let them shine, and those who break the mold are shadowed, hidden, closeted, is in the potential proactive response to the story. That's where we find the good news of the story of Queen Vashti. We can respond to the silencing of the independent, dignified, self-respecting Queen Vashti with an apathetic sigh, a victim sigh, and a whine. I guess it's just the way it is. Or we can respond to the silencing of the independent, dignified, self-respecting Queen Vashti with a confident nod and a declaration into the closet, as it should be. Or we can respond to the silencing of the independent, dignified, self-respecting Queen Vashti with a defiant sniff, and commit ourselves to likewise boldly refuse to be put on display and used for the sadistic pleasure, entertainment, or humor of others. No more. No more. Is it risky to be who you are? Is it risky to be who you are, full in the face of the world that would prefer you to be someone or something else? Yes. We know that too well in this room. But think about our brothers and sisters in Greenwich Village of New York City in 1969, who, having grown tired of being targeted and tortured by police, began to protest, resisting arrest and refusing to submit to body searches, though many died and were injured standing their ground. Their refusal to be shunned founded, among other things, the Gay Liberation Front, the Gay Activist Alliance, and most most notably gay pride. Who knows who you and I might encourage by simply being who we are? Who knows what we might accomplish by raising the dignity of all people, by declaring independence from societal placement, by giving voice back to those long silenced. Who knows what we could do? May it be so.
I invite you now to take a moment to reflect on those who helped you stand up and be your self-respecting, dignified self. Invite